Welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be showing you guys how to do this very beautiful, sexy, hot girl summer outfit that Miss Mary J. Blige showed today. So I'm going to be teaching you how to make this outfit here. So I have already completed one cup, so I will be showing you how to do the other cup. So let's get right into it. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using this yarn here. It's the acrylic yarn, the anti-peel acrylic yarn that you can find at your local Walmart. It's very affordable, very cheap, but it feels so soft to touch that you could wear it. And when you wash it, it's even more softer. This is a weight for yarn, and it recommends a 6.5mm crochet hook, but in case you are new to my channel, I do not really follow the recommended hook sizes. You don't have to, so I will actually be using a 5.5mm crochet hook. This is how the yarn actually looks. It's very pretty, like pink color. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, you're going to begin by doing a slip knot. Let me also add, before I continue, that these little rings here, you can find also at your local Walmart or even like your dollar store. They're like $2 at Walmart, and it's as metal rings. So really sturdy, really good. I have used these rings with a lot of different crochet clothing that I've done. Alright, so I felt the need to include that. I didn't want to leave that out. So we've already did our slip knot. You're going to go ahead and chain a total of 19, okay? 19, and I will be back. Alright, after you have made your total of 19, you are going to go right into the second space from the hook. So not this one, but this one here. You're going to go ahead and place a single crochet. We will be doing like a regular bralette where you place a single crochet into every single stitch all the way back down to the first stitch. When you get back here, we will reconvene and I'll let you know what to do next. So I am here. I placed my single crochet all the way into the last space. So I am actually going to be putting an additional 2 single crochets into that last space, and it's going to kind of serve as the round off point for our cup. So I'm going to go in and place 2 additional single crochet into that very last space. So that very last space is going to have a total of 3 single crochet in it. So from here you're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the remaining spaces. So from this space and every single space, you're just going to place 1 single crochet all the way down to the bottom here, okay? So I am at the end here. So I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to place 1 single crochet into every single stitch. However, when you get to that middle stitch, which is the stitch that you placed your 3 single crochet in, you're going to place another 3 double crochet and 3 single crochet. So this whole cup that we're doing is all single crochet. So if I happen to make a mistake that I don't catch, then just know that these are all supposed to be single crochet. So as I was stating, you're going to place 1 single crochet into every single stitch. Once you reach that stitch that you previously placed 3 single crochet in on the previous row, then you're going to place 3 single crochet into that same stitch. You may want to place like a stitch marker or a piece of yarn so you can kind of maintain that middle stitch, because every single time you chain 1 and turn your work and you work into every single stitch, you will have to place 3 into that middle stitch every single row that you do. So that's all we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna just keep going on, once we get to the end of the row, chain one, turn our work, one single crochet into every stitch. When we get to the middle stitch, it gets 3 single crochet, and then we continue one single crochet into every single stitch. We work to the end, we chain one, turn our work, we repeat the process of chaining one, turn our work, and we place one single crochet into every single stitch, but in that middle stitch it always gets 3 single crochet. So you're going to continue doing this until this fits your boob how you desire. So for me, mine measures about 7 inches wide and 7 inches height for my breast size, but for you it may vary if you have smaller boobs or big boobs. So this part is really going to depend on your own boobs, but I just taught you, kind of what you're going to be doing. So just know whenever you reach that very last row, okay, that's when I'm going to come back and show you guys how we're going to incorporate this ring as a part of our cup, like we did on like I did on my first cup, right? So you see how this ring is kind of crocheted into my cup. That's the look that we are going to be going for. So on your very last row, when you chain one and turn your work before you start your very last row, you're going to need to incorporate this ring, and I will show you how to do that once we get there. But for now, just continue the pattern that I've been stating, and yeah, I will see you guys back once I have crocheted a cup big enough for my breast. Guys, so I'm going to explain a little bit to you guys really quickly. So here is my middle here. I'm going to actually use a hook to better show you. So here's my very middle stitch, and I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and a half here. So for my other cup, the middle stitch, counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm working on the half now. Now, of course, on this one, I did the 7th stitch. I'm going to do the same thing for this cup. However, since it's going to be the opposite side, when I attach my hook, I'm going to attach it with my hook on the outside. So like this, when I just crochet across. So I'm going to show you now. So the 7th stitch is when I'm going to start attaching my ring. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here on my 7th one, I'm going to go ahead and attach my hook. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to have it on the outside of my bra, and I'm going to proceed as I would do normally. So like so, I've put the hook through my stitches already, and then it's going through the hook as well. And I'm just going to pull up a stitch. So that's my 7th. We're going to do it for a total of 4 stitches with the attachment. That's 2. This is 3. And this is 4. So I've attached my 4 here. Right? So just like I did on this side, I attached through 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I attached 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one. And then this is our last row, so you're going to proceed as usual, meaning putting 1 single crochet into every single stitch. Once you get to this middle stitch, you're going to place 3, and then when you get down to the very last stitch, you are going to chain up a total of 85 or however many chains you need to go around your neck. So for one half of your neck, for me I did I think a chain of 80, maybe a chain of 90. um but yeah, and I will come back to show you guys that when I get there. Before I get there, I do want to talk about the ring situation. So for this cup, remember we attached the ring behind, but for the other cup here, as we were chaining, we attached the ring in the front. So on your first cup, you're going to attach the ring on the front side and, you know, crochet into it. And then on your second cup, you're going to attach it on the back side. So that way when you finish both cups, just to show an example really quickly. So this is my right cup, of course. And then this is my right cup here. So you see it looks nice, it looks perfect. And then this is my left cup. So you see that? So it looks good, right? Alright, so let's get back. So as I was explaining, we are at the end here. So I'm going to make a chain of 80. For you, you may have to adjust this number. So I'm going to go ahead and make my chain of 80. Then I'm going to cut, pull through, and that's going to complete the cup. Okay, you can take a look at the top here. So you can see that we have attached. Now this portion here, we are going to start the bottom portion of the outfit. So before I get there, what I am going to do is here to connect my cups, I'm going to go into the very middle stitch. So the very middle stitch for both cups, I'm going to go into it. I'm going to take a piece of yarn, fold it in half, and then I'm gonna cut here. So it's double stranded, so it's nice and thick. I'm going to pull through, and I'm basically gonna tie a knot. I want this join to be like seamless looking, so I'm going to tie a knot. So see here, so I've pulled both of those together. Now I'm going to tie very tight at the back. So you won't actually, let's see here. So I ended up removing the double strand and just decided to do a single strand. That way it's more seamless. When I flip it over this way, you can't really tell that it was tied together for a seamless combination. So for these extra tails, I'm going to leave them now, but I will eventually go back and weave them in here. But for the sake of time, I'm going to show you again how this is going to go. Alrighty, so we've completed that part here. We have this combined at the center, and we have our hooks. So we're going to start working on this bottom part here. For me, I'm going to be doing 31 inches around. So I'm going to do my bottom half separately, and then after I've done my bottom half, I'm going to connect it here to my top part here, but I'm gonna do them separately, okay? So I'm gonna begin by making a chain that measures to be 31 inches. For you, you're gonna have to measure yourself. So don't actually measure the waist area, but measure like right above it, kind of like midway between your waist and right under your boobs, like that mid area right there. Measure there, and then you're gonna keep the measurement, the same. If your body's more like if your body's curvy or straight, you can keep it at the same from that area. If you have a little more, pudge or a little wider, then you can increase as you go. For me, I'm going to do 31 inches, and I'm going to keep it 31 inches for about, let's see here. I'm going to keep the consistent 31 inches around for about 7 inches down, and then I'm going to start increasing to fit my hips area, but I can keep mine 31 down. Yes, my waist is smaller than 31, but it's going to look fine, with a little extra room there. And my lower belly area is about 33 inches, so the 31 is going to be fine. It'll stretch to compensate for my lower belly area. So go ahead and make a chain that measures for your body. I'm going to make a chain that measures 31 inches, and I'll be back. So for me, I ended up doing a total of a chain of 142, and that measured to be 31 inches. Of course, this yarn will stretch, so that's fine for me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring both sides together and slip stitch. So, once you have slip stitch, this part is going to be very easy. This is a very easy pattern. So I'm going to chain 3, and that is going to count as my first double crochet here. So after I have did a chain of 3 back here, so I'm going to be skipping 3 spaces and going into the 4th stitch for this pattern. So you want to chain an additional 3. It's 1, 2, 3. You want to count 3, 1, 2, 3, and go right into the 4th with a double crochet. And you want to repeat the same thing. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and go right into the 4th with a double crochet. Literally, you're going to do this for your entire pattern, right? So let's show again how I'm doing this. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Also skipping 3, so skipping 1, 2, 3, going into the 4th space with a double crochet. So continue this pattern around, and this will be the pattern that we work with for our entire bottom. But continue that pattern around until you get back to the back of your pants, and I will show you how to proceed to round 2. So I am at the back here, and I have 2 left. So I'm going to do a chain of 2, and then I'm going to slip stitch into my 3rd space, okay? So I'm going to go into my 3rd space, and I'm going to slip stitch. Alright, so we're going to do literally the same thing we did for our round 1, we're going to do for round 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to continue doing this pattern until this measures to be 7.5 inches long. So I'm going to show you how to start again. So you want to chain up 3, and then you're going to chain an extra 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to go right on top of your previous row. So on top of this double crochet from your previous row, so I'm going to go into that space and I'm going to do a double crochet like so. Then I'm going to chain 3, literally the same thing we've been doing. And on top of the next double crochet, I'm going to do my next double crochet. So it's going to stay linear the whole pattern. So you want to continue. You see how that staying right on top? That's how you want it to be. So continue this pattern for as long as you need to until this reaches from the area right below your breast, that's like right before your waist, until your lower belly area, the area that marks right before your hips kind of begin to expand. You're going to continue crocheting down until you reach that area. For me, that's about 7.5 inches. So I will come back when I have reached that length. So I want to quickly come back and give you guys an update. So I am going to be now working this until the entire thing measures to be 15 inches. That is going to measure from, the area right under our breast where we will be connecting our cup, right, like this, all the way down to our crotch, like in between our legs where our crotch area. Basically working down into the area where we start to split the legs into two. So for me, that's going to be a total of 15 inches long. Now, you may notice there's some increasing here. So how you can increase is, you remember how when we initially started, we would do chain 3, place a double crochet into the 4th stitch, chain 3, 4th stitch, chain 3, 4th stitch. So to increase, you can just add an additional stitch to your chain. So I did it progressively. I didn't do it all at once because I want like a progressive increase so that it doesn't go from, small to instantly super wide. So, keep in mind that 4 stitches equals to 1 inch. So if you want to increase 1 inch at a time, that means I usually like to increase on my sides. So when I got to my side, instead of doing chain 3, I did, for 2 of them on this side, I did chain 4. And then on the other side, I did chain 4. So that equal into an additional 4 extra stitches for that entire row, and 4 stitches equals to 1 inch. So you kind of keep repeating that as you progress down to each row. Just as you get on your side, the previous chain 3 stitch, change it to chain 4, and maintain the row that you did beforehand. So if you did for your before row, you did 2 chain 4s on this side and then 2 chain 4 on this side. For the next row where you're going to increase again, before you get to those 2 chain 4, add another chain 4, and then after those 2 chain 4, add another chain 4. So you maintain the increase and then you continue to increase. So I ended up increasing up to 41 inches, which is going to be good for my hips. My hips are about 43, but I don't mind the extra snug. Plus, this yarn is extremely stretchy. I did a test and it is super stretchy. So That's okay. So now I'm just maintaining my rows now because I'm no longer increasing. So I'm maintaining my chain fours, and some of them I had to do like a chain five. So I'm just maintaining it until this measures to be a total of 15 inches. And then I'm going to divide the legs and show you guys how to do individual legs. Okay? Guys, welcome back. So I have crocheted until I have 15 inches long. So this measures to be 15 inches long. Now we are going to start the crotch part, and the best way to do this is you want to find your middle stitch. So of course we already have our back stitch here, but we need to find the corresponding middle stitch. So here I've labeled my middle stitch. So I'm going to make a chain that measures 5 inches long, and then I'm going to connect it to here, and then I'm going to maintain the pattern that I've been doing and continue my leg for however long I desire. For this tutorial, we will not be going as long as Mary J. Blige's outfit, but so maybe about 10 rows, and then we're going to begin that the flare design that you see. Guys, so I wanted to come on here and kind of explain how you are going to start to decrease. So I told you that you would want to chain extra within your chain, so this chain, and to decrease you want to reduce how many you chain, right? So 4 stitches equals an inch. So if you want to decrease each row by an inch, that means that you need to do, when you're doing your chain, you need to do at least like take one off of each chain 4 times within a row, and that'll be you taking off an inch. So like hopefully that makes sense. So if I was to start this row here and I wanted to decrease within the next row, you notice here I have 4 chains. So each of these are a chain of 4. Well, I have some chain of 5 over here. So this is a perfect example, right? So I have let's see here. I have 4 chains that are chain of 5s. So when I come across this round again, instead of giving these four chains here, their same chain of 5, I would reduce each one to 4. So I would give it a chain of 4, a chain of 4, a chain of 4, a chain of 4. That means I've taken off 1 stitch off of each of these chains. And remember, 4 stitches equals 1 inch. So that means I would have reduced this next row by an inch. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You may want to start reducing after you've done about maybe 3 rows of just regular rows, and then immediately start to decrease. You can decrease fast or you can decrease slow. So if you want to do slow decrease, like, decrease within 1 row, and then the next row just maintain the row, and then the following row do another decrease. So decrease, regular row, decrease, regular row, like that, just so that it kind of, decreases seamlessly, and it's not just, goes small very quickly. Alright guys, so continue working. If you would like your pants very, very long, then you can continue and have your pants very long. For me, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do very, very long pants. I just want to teach you guys how to do it. So I'm going to maybe do a total of 10 rows. That includes my decrease rows and everything. And then I'll start on how to do the flare. Okay? Alright guys, so I actually went ahead off camera and completed this leg. So I'm going to be showing you kind of where I left off on my last video, but I'm going to show you the continuation. So I continued working a total of 22 rows down. And now I am here. So after my 22nd row, I'm going to chain 2 and then cut my work. So on my 22nd row, I'm just going to chain 2 and cut my work. And then I'm going to start beginning my decreasing. So after you chain 2, cut your work, pull the tail through. You're going to lay your pants on the front side here, like on the front of your pants. And you're going to find the center here. So just make sure your seam is flat, and then just kind of count from here into the center to find your center double crochet here. So I have labeled mine with this yarn, and this is where I am going to be reattaching yarn. This is where I'm going to reattach my yarn and begin my decreasing. So I'm going to be crocheting clockwise, and then once I reach this point, I'll chain up and turn my work. So I'm going to start off working this way around, and then once I get back to this area, I'm going to chain up and turn my work. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that center double crochet that I had labeled, and I'm going to pull up some yarn. So you're going to go ahead and make a slip knot with your hook already through that space here. You're going to pull in the slip knot, and you're going to chain up 3 initially. So that's 3 to account for your double crochet, and then count however many spaces this is. So this is 4, so you're going to add an extra 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to go right into the next double crochet. So you're going to, for this round here, you're just going to work around. So like you've been doing, just work around normal, and once you get back here, I will return. So I'm at the ending now. I'm going to chain 4, 4. I'm going to go into the same space that we started in. Alright, so the same space that we started in here, I'm going to chain up 3. It's 1, it's 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to go right into this space. I'm not going to chain those 4. I'm just going to go right into this space. And that's how you do your decreasing. So I'm going to decrease on both sides. So I decreased on this side. When I get over to this side of my work, I'm going to do the same thing, just the opposite way. But for now, you've done your decrease at the beginning, so just continue to work like normal. Once you reach the other side of that same row, I will come back to show you how we are going to proceed, okay? So we're at the ending of that row here, and you'll see here we have that, I believe was a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we have a chain of 7. So what we're going to do for this row is we're not going to chain any. We are just going to prepare for another double crochet, but we're going to be doing that in the third space. So let's turn our work to just make sure we go into the right space. So we're actually going to be going into the fourth space, I'm sorry. So just prepare for a double crochet and go into the fourth space. Gonna have to look again. So how I like to look is just turn it on the front facing you so you can kind of see the stitches better and go into the fourth one. So that's the first here, second, third, fourth is here again. So this may take a little time to make sure you go into the correct space. Some do say it's better to like use a smaller crochet hook, but I just prefer to maintain whatever size crochet hook I started the project with, the same one, but it's all a matter of personal preference. So if you look on this side, so after you've done that, go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. And if you look, you'll see that we have really started our decreasing. So you're going to be decreasing for a total of 3 rows. So we just did our first row of decreasing, then we're going to do our second row of decreasing. So after you have did your decrease like so, you're just going to chain up 3 and go right into that space here. Like so, and then continue working like normal, and I will see you when we get back to this side over here. Alright, we are at the end of that row, so you're going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So chain 4. Sorry guys, so not chain 4. You're going to go ahead and prepare for another double crochet, and you're going to go just right on top of this double crochet. We are still doing our decreasing. So you've done the decrease for that row, right? So you're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work, and alright, and now we're on our third row of decreasing. So I went ahead and I did chain up my 3. You're just going to go right into this, on top of this double crochet. And then continue working all the way around till we get back to the other side. Alright guys, we're at the end of that row, and as usual, you're just going to prepare for a double crochet and go on top of the last double crochet. And this is going to mark the third row of decreasing. So from here you are going to continue doing 12 rows of regular rows, which means you're not going to be decreasing or increasing for these 12 rows. Now we did do 3 rows of decreasing, so on our sixth row, we are going to be doing some decreasing within our chains. So we're going to decrease only by an inch. So how that's going to look for me, of course I'm on my third row, I'm about to start my fourth row. Once I get on my sixth row, I do have a couple chains here that are chain 5 chains. So let's see here. So I have 4 chains that are stitches of 5. I have chain 5 chains. So once I get to this area for my 6th row, I'm going to decrease by an inch. So all I'm simply doing or going to be doing for my sixth row is when I come to this area, I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take off a stitch for each of these four. So instead of chain 5, chain 5, chain 5, chain 5, I'm instead going to have chain 4, chain 4, chain 4, chain 4, and that's going to reduce it by an inch. That will be for my sixth row. After I do that for my sixth row, I'm going to resume no decreasing or increasing whatsoever, and I'm going to maintain up until my 12th row, okay? Before I go, I just want to kind of show you guys how that decreasing looks, and your work should look something like this. It should have like a wide triangular shape there. You can look and see it a bit better. It should be pretty wide. Okay. Alrighty, welcome back, my guys. So, we are here. I am on the end of my 12th row. I'm going to show you guys how to do an increase, and then I'm going to read out how we are going to be finishing up these pants. So to do an increase, it is very, very easy. So you see here, we are at the end of our 12th row. You're going to chain up 3. It's 1, 2, 3, like so. Then you're going to chain up an extra 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that's a total of 6. You're going to turn your work and you're going to go into the very first double crochet. So normally we would go here, but we're going to be going here to start our increasing. So you're going to double crochet into that very first double crochet. And you see here that you have done an increase here, okay? Then you'll continue as usual, working until you reach the end of that row. When you reach the end, you're going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So on each increase row, you're increasing at the beginning and at the end of the increase row. So I'm going to read out to you how this is going to go. So it's going to go increase row, regular row, increase row, increase row, regular row, regular row, increase row, regular row, increase row, increase row, increase row, regular row. I'm going to read that again very, very slowly. So please write this down if you need help remembering this. Also, we know that regular rows refer to rows in which we do not increase or decrease. We just maintain the amount of spaces, the amount of chains, the amount of stitches that we have, no increasing or decreasing. So I'm going to read out to you how it's going to go, right? Increase row, regular row, increase row, increase row, regular row, regular row, increase row, regular row, increase row, increase row, increase row, regular row. Okay? So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 extra rows that you have to do, okay? So this is the increase row. So I started off, I'm saying increase row, so this counts as this row that we just, that I just was showing you guys how to start. So go ahead and work that up, complete those 12 rows that I just read out to you guys about. And I'm going to come back to you guys once I have completed those 12 rows, and I'm going to show you how it look and how we are going to finish up these pants, and I will be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I am on my very last row, which was the regular row. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing now. And I'm going to explain it before I show you. We're just going to be cleaning up this inside here of the flare by placing 2 single crochet into each space. So every single space is going to get 2 single crochet. You're going to continue all the way to the top. Once you get to this very top of your pants here, where we see like that arch, the triangular shape, you are going to go into this space here with 2 single crochet, and then you're going to skip these 2 spaces, so this space and this space, you're going to skip those and go right into the next space. So skip these 2 spaces and go right into this space here and continue working. And I'm going to come back and show you guys how it looks when I have finished. Oh, let me also add, so you are going to continue working all the way down, and then you're gonna continue working down this way as well. So you want to like line the entire thing. So these will get two single crochet as well, each of these. Oh, let me correct myself. So for these spaces down here, they're not getting 2 single crochet. They're gonna get however many single crochet you have in each space. So in this space you have 3, so it's gonna get 3 single crochet. In this space you have 3 also, 3 also, 3 also, 3 also, 3 also, and then 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, and really 4 for the rest of all the way down here until you reach back to the point where you started. Then you're going to slip stitch and chain 2 and cut your work. I will be back and show you guys how that looks. Alright guys, welcome back. So we have finished up our pants. We have lined them correctly. So you just want to sit your pants off to the side, and we're going to come literally right back to them. So the top that we made earlier in the video, you are going to be adding straps to this corner as well as this corner. The way I am going to be adding my straps is I am just going to take my crochet hook and go right into the most corner of this top here. So I'm going to go into that corner, and I'm going to then create a slip knot like such. Once I've created a slip knot, I'm just going to pull it through, and then I'm going to begin chaining however many I need to chain. For me, I think I am going to do a total of maybe 75 just to be on the safer side. So go ahead and do a chain of 75. Also on the other end, you want to do the same thing. And once you're finished, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Alright guys, so this is how it'll look once you have attached it, and then you can just weave in the other end. So this, I've done it on both sides of my cup here. Alrighty, perfect. Alright, so now we are going to be attaching our top to our pants, or our pants to our top. So I'm going to go to the back, flipping my pants to the back, and you can always tell that it's the back because you'll have this tail sticking out here. So I'm actually going to enter that same space, and then I'm going to begin by single crocheting around. Alright, so once you have placed your hook through that middle stitch in the back of your pants, you're just going to pull up, make a loop and pull it through, and you're going to be attaching there. And for each of these spaces, you're going to, however many stitches is within this space is what you're going to do. So if you have a chain of 2, then you're going to place 2 single crochet inside of the space. If you have a chain of 3, then you're going to place 3 single crochet inside of the space. So very easy, very self-explanatory. If you have 3, place 3. If you have a chain of 2, place 2. So keep working until you reach, let's see, so this is in the middle. So when you reach the side of your pants, I'm going to come back and show you what to do next. Alright guys, so I have my top here. I know the camera is adjusting it to be a bit dark, but I'm just showing you how I'm lining this up. This doesn't require you to, anything difficult. I made sure here I just put like an earring through the middle stitch so I know, to make sure wherever I attach here, I attach on this side over here. So I'm about to attach my ring now. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th space. So I'm about to get ready to attach my ring here. So you're going to go through the loop. Let me zoom the camera in just a bit. So take your top and you're going to be attaching it to the ring here. So you're going to go into the next space like normal, but you're going to also have your ring in the back like this, and then you're going to pull through both sides. So that's 1. That's 2. Sorry, I went out of focus a little bit, you guys. That is 3. And then we're going to do one more. Always when we're attaching our rings, we want to do 4 stitches. So that's 4. So when you look at it now, it's attached. See how it's attached to our pants? So now you can continue, as we were doing before, working across. So just as we made sure to attach in the 7th space, you want to count over. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this space here is where you're going to attach the other side. And then continue working all the way to the back. Slip stitch in the back, chain 2, and then clip your work. Okay guys, so here is the final look. You have your top with the rings connected. It's exactly as the Mary J. Blige outfit is. And you have your pants, your long pants. Mine could definitely have been made longer, but this is the length I wanted for mine. You can always make yours longer. You have that flare design there. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, give me a like, please subscribe, share this video with anyone who may be looking for something sexy, but not too much to wear this summer, or someone who just loves Mary J. Blige and also loves to crochet. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Denise who crochets, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.